Hey y'all, welcome back to Spirit of the Outdoors. I get a lot of questions about my pottery. Most of you all that have been following this channel for a while know that I make pottery. We are Southern Mud Pottery. I have not showed a lot of pottery videos and probably never will. Like here is a cup that I made. I do not make many of these cups, y'all, because this cup takes me a couple of hours to hand make. Most of our mugs we pour in a mold because when you're doing production pottery, which is what we do, we wholesale it to stores, and I have to produce a good bit of pottery. And we don't use a wheel here. I am not really a fan of wheel thrown pottery. I have made a few pieces on a wheel. I am not real good with a wheel, which is part of the reason I ain't a fan of it, but I have never really had the desire to learn that because it all, to me, just kind of looks the same. Now, in certain areas, that is a good thing. If for making mugs and such as that, it would be okay. But most of our pottery is made over here on this slab roller table, and y'all have seen this table show up in other videos. So, but I will not show a lot of pottery because trade secrets, when you're doing it for a living, you don't share everything that you know. So, but I did want to make a plate today, and it's very simple and just kind of show you the process of what I go through. So I'm gonna turn this camera down and let you get a look. We buy our clay in bulk. I do not use clay that is natural from here, although we do have pretty good clay in this area. It's just a time-consuming process to do it, and when you're doing it on a commercial level like we are, everything needs to remain the same. So keeping that consistency, it's better to just buy a clay that is commercially processed. So let me show you how this starts off. I keep it wrapped up because it will dry out. This is the block that I opened yesterday. Now, I made this cutter. There's commercial cutters you can buy. This is a guitar string that I went through a stick. I like homemade tools. I am a huge fan of homemade tools. So, I take this and I just try to cut me a consistent slab with that string like that. And see, that peels right off. Then it comes around, gets through right there. And I take a rolling pin and I basically just roll it out. I don't roll it too thin right here on this at this point in time. But I know what shape I'm going for and what it's going to come out. And I've been doing this long enough, I kind of know what the table is going to do to it when I run it through. So about right there is good. So from that point, I pull this canvas over it. Now you notice that I've got a small sheet under here, and this is a piece of canvas that is sewn together. So I get it through like that. All right, I use patterns just to cut my shape out. This is just an old dinner plate that I pulled out of the cabinet and decided that's the pattern I want to use. I got a cutter that is basically a needle glued into a stick. I have two that I have made. That is just another one. And there are commercial ones. This is what the ones you purchase from the craft store looks like. It is just a needle and a stick. And I like them. So, tape, run that just right around there like that. Cut that through, you pull this off. These scraps get rolled up over here and used on another piece. They have to be kneaded back together and all that, so. Water, sponge. And what I do with that is smooth my edges up because otherwise they'll be rough and you'll have to do a lot more sanding. We've got a stamp with our name on it. It says Southern Mud Pottery. I stamped that right in the bottom. Now this canvas puts a texture on there. I like to leave that texture. So at this point, piece of sheetrock. Flip that right over. And sometimes it mashes your edge up right here. And this is a little old trowel. I take it and if my edge gets mashed a little bit and I'm not happy with it, Then I re-smooth this edge up. And so I want the inside of my plate smooth. Make sure the edge of this is clean or it will rough it up and put lines all in it. So very gently, I smooth that side up. Then you want to go back under here because it's damp. It will stick to that sheetrock. Make sure it's free from it. Wet my fingers. And y'all, that is how simple a plate is to make. So I take it in there and I put it on a drying rack, and it has to dry for 3 or 4 days. And once it dries, it'll go into the bisque fire. It'll cook to about 1830 something degrees. It takes it like 15 hours to cook. After that, it comes out, it gets glazed, and then it goes back into a kiln and gets cooked again up to like 22 to 2300 degrees. And that's when you got a finished product. So thank y'all for watching. I just wanted to do a little short video on pottery and show y'all just a glimpse into what I do out here every day. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see you next time. Remember, the best way to do things is the way you like to do it. We'll see y'all.